Today I fucked up by training my dog to only respond to commands when prefixed with profanity. Obligatory. The build up to this has been happening for months, but the actual FU was tonight. My dog is the sweetest dog in the world and usually minds really well. However, in the chaos brought on by the disruption of our schedules due to the pandemic, she has been slow to respond to commands. What she learned, and that's totally on me, was that she can pretty much ignore commands until daddy adds the F\k, up vertical bar down / to them. E.g., sit the F\k down. Translates to sit. Pillow the F\k up. Translates to pillow, which is her command to go her pillow and lay down. Crate the F\k up. Translates to crate, which is her command to go to her crate. Down is a bit problematic because down the F\k down doesn't make sense to either of us. But I digress. Bottom line, she learned that regular commands can safely be ignored until daddy uses those words, and that tone, because it means he's going to growl at us and upset us. Fast forward to tonight. Wife and I are both in the office. I'm taking care of email. She's on a Zoom call with church members. Dog goes berserk. I'm sure because of a squirrel, a tree elephant, or something equally threatening. Barking in the office got very loud very quickly. I react, without thinking, obviously, and shout below the F\k up. Bless her heart, she didn't quiet it down immediately. Everything got real quiet, real quick. Look of sheer horror on my wife's face was priceless. But the amount of explaining I'm going to have to do when I'm in a Zoom meeting with church folk is going to be epic. Too long didn't read. Dog trained to only respond to spiced up commands. Complete realization of how bad an idea letting things get to this point hit me in a church Zoom call. OMG, I laughed so hard. Thank you for this. All of it. The good news, your dog recognizes the command words in there. You can probably try with the same tone and volume without the fuck in there, or at least substitute for the heck. Thanks. Actually the plan is A, retrain myself to be more patient, and B, work with her on rewarding her for more immediate responses to the command. LMFAO down the fuck down. My dog was similar. At some point, she believed that her name was Dammit, Lucy. I already love Dammit Lucy. One of my lady friends inadvertently taught her toddler that the remote was actually the fucking remote because she was always cussing whenever she had to look for it. Sweetest kid I know said, "Mommy, do you know where the fucking remote is?" After properly dying of laughter, she had to teach her daughter the proper word. Today I fucked up by using Xbox Talk at work. This happened about an hour ago. So backstory for context, on Xbox me and a few friends play FIFA, football. For some reason when one of my friends is playing well or scores, he shouts, "I'm in the cream zone." Weird, I know. Fast forward to today at work. I'm in an office with about 15 others, mostly middle-aged females. I'm 24M. The phone rings and my 40-ish colleague doesn't hear it. It rings for a bit and another colleague says, "Aren't you going to answer that?" First woman says, "Sorry, I didn't notice I'm in the zone." I subconsciously forgetting I'm at work say rather loudly, "The cream zone." Every just looks at me in disgust as I realize what I've done and shrink into my chair. Now I'm stuck at work for 6 more hours. Too long didn't read, used NSFW Xbox Talk at work, got very awkward. Enjoy your talk with HR tomorrow. Didn't even think of that. Wish me luck. Ha ha. And here I thought you called someone a racial slur. Epic gamer language. I'm cackling here, ha 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 ha. Good luck with the remainder of your shift. Highway to Thar Cream R Zone. Cream of the crop, obviously. Today I fucked up by enraging my Civil War enthusiast uncle by claiming I had learned that Robert E. Lee was gay and fought in the Civil War due to an unrequited sexual attraction to Abraham Lincoln. My uncle is a self-described Southern gentleman and has a thorough knowledge of the Civil War that is actually pretty impressive. Now he isn't one of the hayseeds who go around waving the Confederate flag, but he has expressed a lot of admiration for certain Confederate generals. I thought I would playfully troll him a little, and at dinner I told him at school we had learned that Robert E. Lee was a homosexual, and that he had an unrequited crush on Abraham Lincoln. and that scholars had unearthed evidence that his motivation to fight for the Confederacy was both to impress Abraham Lincoln and to punish him for rejecting his sexual overtures. I said that Lee actually resigned his commission with the Union not because of loyalty to Virginia, but because when Lincoln offered him a command, Lee responded by asking if he could perform oral sex on the president, which Lincoln rejected. This so enraged Lee that he resigned and ran off to join the Confederacy. My uncle was enraged by this. "They taught you this in school?" I said yes, and that everyone knew Robert E. Lee was in love with Abraham Lincoln. I also told him that letters had been found confirming an ongoing affair with General Pickett, and that Pickett complained about Lee making him wear a Lincoln hat during their sexual acts and complained that Lee kept calling him Mr. President. My uncle began to swear. He never swears, and said this is the most disgraceful bullshit I ever done heard, and said I am brainwashed if believe it. He stormed off and dropped a pile of books specifically about Robert E. Lee on the table and said try reading a real book. Began to feel guilty when I saw he was starting to cry. That was not at all my intention. I thought it was a light-hearted prank. I didn't want to enrage anyone. I told him I was just clowning and he stared at me for a minute and then told me to get the hell home. He then called my dad and told him I was a disrespectful bastard and I was not welcome back in his home until I write a biographical essay about Robert E. Lee. WTF. Obviously this has caused a huge problem in my family, so I may have fucked up. Too long didn't read. I pranked my uncle by claiming we were taught Robert E. Lee had a crush on Abraham Lincoln and joined the Confederacy with this as his motivation, and that he also had a sexual affair with General Pickett. Did you tell him about the Battle of Schrute Farm? A self-described Southern gentleman. I'm just picturing a guy dressed like Colonel Sanders ordering a mint julep at Chili's. Pickett complained about Lee making him wear a Lincoln hat during their sexual acts and complained that Lee kept calling him Mr. President. This is an inspired piece of trollery. Bravo/A. Best post on Reddit this AM. A+.